let's move into main topic number 3. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Darren Mackell, who writes, "Hey, John. It's been great to see production gearing up in the movie world, and now some projects are even finishing. Just read that Shang-Chi has wrapped production, which is a great sign. Are you surprised they were able to finish the project under the current circumstances? And what are your expectations for the film?" All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yes, not too long ago, it feels just like yesterday, that we were getting excited that production on stuff had finally been able to start back up again. Because remember, not only were theaters closed, all production on everything had been shut down. And Rob, it feels just like yesterday that we heard that Avatar 2 was going back into production in New Zealand, that the Batman had started up production again. But now we're entering that phase. We're actually hearing about productions that are now finishing. You know, we talked the other day, Tom Holland finished production on the Uncharted movie. And now we get news that the Marvel film Shang-Chi has wrapped up production. They are done their principal photography. They may have to do reshoots at some point, as most of these comic book movies do, but they have wrapped production. Now, Simu Liu also had some interesting things to say about this. But anyway, this comes to us from The Wrap, who writes, "This weekend, Marvel Studios finished filming on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And Shang-Chi himself, Simu Liu, who also stars in Kim's Convenience, which is like one of the best shows on television right now, thinks that some big things are in store for the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first film with an all-Asian cast. For all those who hated us because of the color of our skin or been made to feel less than because of it, no more," wrote Liu on a Facebook post on Saturday. "This is our movie, and it will be impossible for Hollywood to ignore us after this." Big words coming from him, but exciting words nonetheless. There's a couple of interesting things here to take into consideration and to ponder and think about here. Number one is just the fact that they were able to finish the movie, which is great. This is a film, Rob, I know you in particular have been very excited about seeing. This is a character you really, really like. It is also a big deal that, listen, Asian representation in film has been minimal. And I remember when Crazy Rich Asians came out, it not only was a delightfully wonderful, entertaining movie, it put Hollywood on notice that, guess what? You can put out, because Rob, the mentality for a long time, and I fault nobody doing what they think is good business, all right? I don't fault anybody for doing what they consider to be the right business moves. But the prevailing thought in Hollywood was, you cannot do movies with Asian leads and make money. That was kind of the prevailing thought. It wasn't a racist thing. It was just that we just think business-wise, that's what the equation is, and we're going to do what's best for business. But then along came Crazy Rich Asians, and was this little small budget comedy, blew things away. And I think that opened up a lot of eyes and a lot of doors. And now we're going to see this coming out. How good or bad this movie is going to be, Rob, will be completely irrelevant as to the ethnicities of the characters playing in it. But it's good to see nonetheless. So anyway, I love hearing that this thing was able to wrap. It's good to hear any production in the midst of the COVID pandemic and everything, not only be able to fire back up, but actually complete their work and do what they were doing. Now we just wait for this thing to come. Rob, you heard about this. What are your first impressions?
Well, first of all, Moon Knight was written by Doug Mensch, and Doug Mensch wrote Shang-Chi first. And Doug Mensch and Paul Gulacy as the artist, I loved their run on this comic book. I love Shang-Chi. I love the character. It's really interesting because back in the 70s when Marvel was licensing literary characters like Conan, they licensed Fu Manchu, and Fu Manchu is Shang-Chi's father. They've changed that subsequently because they don't have the rights anymore. But one of my favorite actors ever, my man Tony Leung, who was in Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love. He was in John Woo's Hard Boiled. He's one of my favorite actors, is in this movie. And for somebody who grew up watching Asian cinema, I mean, I've never understood this idea that, I mean, I get it. In the West, perhaps there has not been the representation there should be, but I love Asian cinema. And I cannot wait to see this movie. I think this movie is going to kick all kinds of unholy ass. I think Tony Leung is going to be amazing, wearing amazing costumes. And I think Shang-Chi himself, you know what? 4 words, John. Shang-Chi hot toy. Right up there on my shelf. I mean, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see this movie. I am so excited. I mean, Shang-Chi's been in the Avengers too.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. We are getting such. I mean, for those people, the MCU to me is just the gift that keeps on giving. Is it the most transcendent thing in the world? No, but it brings me such joy. I love the MCU. I love that they're adding these characters. It's great that we're going to have this kind of diversity, and like he was saying, what Black Panther did for black characters in superhero films, this will do for Asian characters as well. And Tony Leung. By the way, do you know that a Hong Kong company is making a Tony Leung action figure from Lust Caution that comes with a chair?
Two things I'm not surprised by. Number one, I'm not surprised that that's true. Number two, I'm not surprised that you know that. Like, not in the least. No surprise here at all. Again, of course, the key thing there is it's going to have a chair. That's the main thing.
And I can't find where to order it. I've just seen pictures. They've been taunting me online.
Anyway, guys, the question for you is, what do you think about this? We're now actually seeing not just projects getting going again. We are seeing projects wrapping up production. Marvel's taking a big step with their Shang-Chi movie. What do you guys think about that? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.